everyone. It's a pleasure to be joined in Red Deer this morning with John Corey, the managing partner of Ballard Group, and Kevin McNichol, the CEO of Prospect Human Services. This morning marks an important milestone in Alberta's commitment to helping Albertans secure good jobs and bring home bigger paychecks, as it's day one of the Workforce Employment Summit right here in Red Deer, Alberta. A good job is about more than just a paycheck. It leads to stronger social relationships, skill development, and greater independence. It brings stability, confidence, and a sense of belonging. And every Albertan deserves the opportunity to enjoy the benefits of employment. Employment services are more than a link to the job market. They are a lifeline for people navigating unemployment, career changes, or new training needs. That's why our government partners with over 100 employment service providers across the province to help Albertans succeed in the workforce. And we've seen great success. In the last year, more than 38,000 Albertans over 8,000 employers have accessed these supports, including nearly 9,000 youth who we know are facing a challenging job market right now. To build on this momentum, I'm proud to say that Alberta's government is launching Work First Alberta, a new suite of employment services to connect Albertans to jobs and employers to skilled jobs seekers. Work First Alberta is our government's $185 million commitment to transform employment services across the province, making it easier for Albertans to find work and employers to access talent. It will make it easier for Albertans to find work and employers to access talent, and it's now live online at workfirstalberta.ca. Work First Alberta will connect job seekers to personalized employment supports, including resume help, workshops, career planning, assistive technology, and supporting job placements, as well as wraparound supports that will help break down the barriers to employment, such as childcare, transportation, and mental health services. Work First services are designed to be flexible, person-centered, and focused on long-term success. And through Work First Alberta, employers will be able to connect with local supports and access an employer toolkit and labor market information. Work First Alberta also includes enhanced supports for Albertans who face barriers to employment, such as Albertans with disabilities who are able to work. This is especially important as we work towards the launch of the new Alberta Disabilities Assistant Program, ADAP, that will empower Albertans with disabilities who are able to work to pursue fulfilling job opportunities while continuing to receive the supports that they need. Work First Alberta will continue to evolve to meet Albertans' needs, with both a job seeker and employer matching services launching in 2026. The job matching tool will enable employers to post job openings and specific required skills and experience, and will support hiring a diverse range of candidates, including those facing employment barriers. Work First Alberta will help break down barriers, streamline services, and improve access to support so all Albertans have the opportunity to thrive in the workplace. As part of this launch, we're rolling out a province-wide marketing campaign that will include stories from Albertans who use these supports to find stable jobs and to rebuild their lives. These stories reflect the heart of Work First Alberta: real people, real progress, and a strong future for our communities. I look forward to helping more Albertans find and maintain meaningful employment and building the workforce that we need to support Alberta's growing economy. I will now invite John Corey, the Managing Director of the Ballard Group, to provide some remarks. John?
Good morning, and thank you, Minister. We're very pleased with today's announcement regarding Work First Alberta and, of course, the government's ongoing commitment to employment services. These programs deliver a meaningful value. They help Albertans build confidence, gain skills, and connect with the workforce. They create long-term stability for families, individuals, and communities. And that impact is central to Ballard's purpose. More than a decade ago, Ballard Group started as a small team with a clear vision. Our vision was to deliver services differently, with the right tools and practical supports and strong local partnerships. And our goal was to help people overcome complex barriers, re-enter the workforce, and do so with purpose and pride. And that belief still guides us today. Since our early days in rural Alberta, we've grown to a province-wide organization, delivering employment services across numerous communities. We support more than 1,200 Albertans each year through our programs and wraparound services. And many of these participants that we support face real challenges: work history gaps, housing instability, mental health and addiction recovery, and the need to retrain after life-changing events. With encouragement, structure, and support, they move forward. We see people find meaningful work in construction, hospitality, supply chain, and other essential sectors. We see their confidence return, and we see them stay employed and build reliable futures for themselves and for their families. And thanks to the ministry's support, we've pioneered a hands-on simulated worksite model. And the cornerstone of that approach is to provide training environments that mirror real-world workplaces. We give participants the chance to build skills and show readiness and reestablish their sense of contribution and belonging. And for employers, these provide a reliable pipeline of prepared and motivated workers. Employment services are a smart, targeted investment in Alberta's workforce and economic future. These services meet people where they are, help them move forward with dignity and direction. At Ballard, we're very proud to play a part in this important work, and we're grateful for the partnerships that make it possible with the province, with employers, and the Albertans that trust us to help them take the next step. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and thank you to the whole team over at the Ballard Group, who are critical partners for the work that the province does. Another critical partner is our friend Kevin McNichol, who is the CEO of Prospect Human Services, who's also here to provide some remarks. Kevin?
Good morning, everyone. At Prospect, we see every day how access to meaningful work transforms lives. For Albertans facing barriers, whether it's a disability, a career change, or a tough stretch of unemployment, employment services are more than just a link to a job market. They are a lifeline, a source of hope, and a foundation for building the future. The investments of Alberta's government is making through Work First Alberta are a game changer. This funding and a renewed commitment, we can reach more people who need support, and we can do it in ways that truly work for them. This means more workshops, more reskilling opportunities, and more person-centered career supports that meet people where they're at. For job seekers, these investments mean easier access to career planning, assistive technology, and supported job placements. It means wraparound supports are available to people who can focus on their goals, not just their barriers. For employers, especially small and mid-sized businesses, Work First Alberta means practical help, access to pre-screened candidates, support with onboarding and training, and real solutions to common challenges like turnover and finding reliable staff. It's about building a workforce that reflects the diversity and the resilience of our province. I want to share a couple of stories from some clients that we've served at Prospect. Sodaline is a young mother of 2 children. She was suffering postpartum depression. She hadn't worked for many, many years. She came to Prospect and she was unsure of her future. With encouragement, guidance, a resume, she found a job she loves, one where she knows she's making a difference. And she told us recently, thanks to the support and encouragement I received, my life is transformed. I now have a job I love where I know I am making a meaningful difference in people's lives. The supportive environment at Prospect, coupled with the dedication of their staff, made all the difference. Another client, Mark, lives with significant physical disabilities and had struggled for years to find work that matched his skills and his ambitions. Through Prospect's supported employment program, Mark was able to access assistive technology and personalized coaching. And today, he's thriving in a role with a local business, contributing his talents and building new confidence. And his employer told us, Mark's determination and perspective have made our team stronger. We're grateful for the support that helped us connect. Stories like Sodaline's and Mark's reminds us why these investments matter. When we invest in employment supports, we're investing in people's potential, in stronger families, and in a more inclusive Alberta. So thank you to the Government of Alberta for making this commitment. Together, we can break barriers and build a future where every Albertan has the opportunity to thrive.
Thank you, Kevin. And Kevin is right. Testimonials are the most important thing, I think, to be able to show that we are getting this right and that the programs that we're putting in place and investing Albertans' dollars are having an impact in. And With that in mind, I'd like to draw your attention to the screen to hear one of those testimonials.
I started seeing that what they were talking about was actually true. I do have skills. They did see that in me. They did see that I was trying very hard. They did see that I was struggling. The day that I started realizing that I feel really good about my position in life, I came in with my shoulders rolled back, my chin up, and it was just like I did this.
With that, thank you again for being at our announcement. I will now turn things over to my press secretary, Amber, for any questions that anybody may have online or in the room.
Great, thank you. That brings us to the end of the formal portion of today's announcement, and we'll be moving to the media Q&A. We'll take one question, one follow-up from each reporter, beginning in the room before going to the line. Please state your name and outlet before asking a question, and media in the room if you'd like to line up at the mic.
Thank you for that. It helps everybody stream and hear what you have to say.
Hey there, Minister. Josh Hall with RD News Now. Here in Red Deer, to start 2025, unemployment was at 8%. I think it was the highest in the province at the time. It's come down a bit now, maybe to about half that. Whether it's Red Deer or looking across the province, how do you anticipate this program, this announcement, putting a dent in unemployment, and how quickly do you see that happening?
Well, I think, look, we can't make policy decisions just based on 1 year's unemployment numbers. Unemployment numbers go up and down. The government is watching unemployment closely. My department and the Department of Finance obviously have major budget implications alone just based on where that unemployment number goes. But at the end of the day, what we have to do is, no matter what, every year, whether we have high unemployment or low unemployment, we have to continue to work with those who are looking for employment and seeking employment, and making sure that we put resources around them to do so. And those resources are the same resources that are needed, again, in high unemployment or low unemployment. And so it doesn't really change where we go as a government. We need to be able to make sure that the programs that we're investing in have significant success. And the partnerships that the department has already developed, that we want to expand upon with over 100 providers that work closely with us to be able to get people to employment, show staggering numbers as far as results. Of the 2,000 young people, for example, really tough demographic we're working with right now when it comes to unemployment, 75% of those 2,000 that went through the programs that we're talking about were able to either move on to higher education or continued employment. And we see similar statistics across the board. Obviously, different demographics, we'll see slight changes in it, but they are very significant numbers when you invest in that space. The other thing we have to recognize in Alberta, with our fast-growing population, we find ourselves sometimes in a spot where we have a large unemployment or higher unemployment numbers, but are still hearing from our employers on a daily basis that they need more skilled workers. And that's, I think, not a unique problem in Canada, but a more unique problem here in Alberta. And these programs directly target trying to get workers to the right spot where their skills will help employers, or to increase their skills to be able to fill those other spots. It's possible we can have higher unemployment numbers and still need employees. And that's why we want to invest in these processes. As far as timeline and results, again, we've already seen some results as a department. This is expanding that investment. We're looking at the success that we had as a ministry in the province with the 38,000 individuals we've already worked with in this space, and we're saying that worked. It's a right spot to invest in, and we're almost doubling our yearly investment in this space, which is where we're going to focus on for the next little bit.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah. Last week, the Premier said that she would like to see the temporary foreign worker program either scrapped or completely reformed. So I'm wondering, it's a bit of a two-parter, where do you sit on that? And also, while the program still exists, and assuming that it's going to continue to exist, how does it mesh with this that you've announced today?
So you know, obviously as a member of cabinet, have been part of those conversations. This is a process that will be led by Minister Scal through his department. We work very closely with him in our joint roles when it comes to employment, and we'll continue to do so. I know Joe will have more to say, and the Premier's already alluded to it in the coming weeks. I'm not going to get ahead of him on that. But what I will say is that our departments continue to work very, very closely together. We both have different mandates, but at the end of the day, our mandates need to go to the same spot, which is creating more employment opportunities, making sure that Albertans are employed, focusing on demographics that are in particular having trouble getting that employment, and focusing on employers that are having trouble getting employees. And we'll continue to partner very, very closely with jobs and economy in the years to come.
Great. We'll now move to questions on the line. Operator, can you put through the first caller? Can you please put through the first caller? Okay, it seems like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. If
Well, we
everyone...
can give Red Deer another question if you'd like.
Yeah.
While they deal with the tech difficulties.
Okay.
We'll just give it a second. If anybody can still hear me online that's trying to ask a question, hang in there. There's a technical difficulty on our end. Kevin and John, you know any jokes?
None that I can share here, sir.
Hey, I apologize. It seems we're having some technical difficulties. I do know that there are media queued to ask questions. Unfortunately, we're having a hard time putting them through and hearing them in the room. So if you are one of those media queued, or if you were unable to ask a question at the press conference today, our apologies. Please send me an email or reach out to me. My contact information is at the bottom of the news release, and we'll make sure to answer your question. That'll bring us to the end of today's announcement. Thank you, everyone, for joining.